Chapter 3280. Little May's previous life identity. Heaven and earth shattered, space fractured. Along with the shattered ice crystals, the 1,000-li area turned into a void. The spatial barrier had been completely destroyed. Chaotic spatial currents ran wild, turning into countless spatial blades sweeping in all directions. Fortunately, the great Tao of heaven and earth was rapidly repairing the broken space. It wouldn't take long to fully restore. The dragons 1,000 li away were all dumbfounded.
Space shattered. That power just now was so strong, it really seemed like 9th level Tao Venerable. It was even stronger than an ordinary 9th level Tao Venerable. To be able to shatter such a large area of space is truly terrifying. I feel like I'd definitely die if I went in there. Did they die? Probably not. To become an honorary elder, his strength must be very powerful.
In the shattered chaotic space, people saw a ball of raging flames burning fiercely. Within the flames, Lin Moyu was carrying Little May horizontally in his arms. Little May was in a strange state, seemingly unconscious but not quite unconscious. Wings of time spread behind Lin Moyu's back. As the wings of time vibrated, the space great Tao appeared. Lin Moyu vanished like teleportation, quickly disappearing from sight. The dragons were dumbfounded and extremely shocked.
As expected, one who can become an honorary elder is no ordinary person. To be unharmed in this situation, this Elder Lin's strength probably far exceeds his cultivation realm. Not just Elder Lin, that little girl is also very strange. We should report this to the elders. Let's disperse. Be more careful when watching excitement in the future. Don't lose your dragon life over it.
Lin Moyu carried Little May tens of thousands of li before stopping. He took out the cloud-piercing sword and let Little May lie on it. Little May's state was somewhat special now. She had absorbed the reincarnation treasure and gone through a cycle of realms, falling back to the transcendent realm. Not the God King realm, but the transcendent realm, 2 realms lower than before. On the way, Lin Moyu had already examined Little May. Although her cultivation realm had decreased, her strength hadn't declined. Instead, her foundation had become more solid.
It seems Little May cultivated some secret technique to suppress her realm. This way, though her realm is low, she can possess extraordinary strength, unmatched in the same realm. Suppressing again and again, accumulating strength, then fully erupting after the Tao Venerable realm. That's why her cultivation speed became extremely fast.
Lin Moyu recalled Little May's situation when absorbing the reincarnation treasure earlier, roughly deducing the entire cultivation process of Little May's previous life. In her previous life, she was 9th level Tao Venerable. Who knows how many years she lived? Her experiences must have been rich. It wasn't so easy for the current Little May to fully absorb and digest everything. Now he could only wait quietly, but Lin Moyu knew it wouldn't be too long. He took out a tea table. Soon after, the fragrance of tea filled the surroundings. Unfortunately, there was no one here to enjoy it with him. Lin Moyu drank tea, seeming leisurely but actually extremely busy. At this time he was cultivating for great Tao simultaneously, condensing Tao patterns, researching arrays, and incidentally looking for the relationship between arrays and divine runes. The silver tree sap was constantly being consumed, keeping Lin Moyu's thoughts clear without any confusion. After 3 days like this, the aura on Little May's body became calm. She slowly opened her eyes.
Awake? Come have a cup.
Lin Moyu's voice was like a clear mountain spring. Little May looked towards Lin Moyu. Her originally clear gaze now held an additional maturity, as if full of life experience. But the maturity didn't occupy everything. Emotions belonging to Little May still made up the majority. Seeing Little May's gaze, Lin Moyu inwardly breathed a sigh of relief. Looking at Little May's destiny again, it was indeed soaring to the heavens, incomparable. He himself was the child of Yin, with the Tao City as a not-so-small force behind him, wielding the destiny Great Tao, and an honorary elder of the dragon race with good relations with Great Tao realm beings. Yet even in this situation, His own destiny still couldn't compare to little May's. Someone who dissolved their body and reincarnated, once successful, would definitely reach the Great Tao realm, and not an ordinary Great Tao realm at that. Little May's destiny was so strong it was outrageous. Her individual destiny was comparable to an entire sacred ground. Little May hesitated for a moment, then leapt down from the cloud-piercing sword. In 2 steps she came before Lin Moyu, slowly kneeling on the ground and giving Lin Moyu a deep bow.
Thank you, teacher, for your protection.
Boom! Little May's destiny instantly came towards Lin Moyu. After absorbing the reincarnation treasure, Little May still acknowledged herself as Lin Moyu's disciple. Therefore her destiny would be shared with Lin Moyu. At this moment, Lin Moyu shared in the vast destiny of Little May, this reincarnated person. His own destiny doubled. Destiny doubling in strength was reflected in cultivation as more than just doubling in speed. Especially in that moment when destiny suddenly surged, Lin Moyu immediately felt what it meant for cultivation to fly. Insights into the great Tao came like huge waves. The speed of condensing Tao patterns suddenly increased. The 75th Tao pattern rapidly condensed and formed. Originally, it would have taken 3 years to condense a Tao pattern even with the help of great Tao crystals. Now it could be condensed in just a few minutes. Lin Moyu wasn't excited. He knew clearly this was just the benefit of initially obtaining vast destiny. The benefit period would quickly pass. Eventually, the speed of condensing Tao patterns would certainly slow down. However, because destiny had strengthened by nearly double, the time to condense Tao patterns would certainly shorten. Exactly how much it would shorten could only be known after truly stabilizing. Lin Moyu accepted Little May's deep bow.
Rise. Have a cup of tea. These past few days must have been tiring.
Little May obediently stood up and sat opposite Lin Moyu, picking up the teacup and drinking it all in one gulp. The fragrant tea exploded within her body, turning into dense origin power, bringing more color to Little May's face. Little May said,
This tea seems familiar.
Lin Moyu smiled slightly.
Perhaps you drank it in your previous life. How do you feel now?
Little May shook her head lightly.
I absorbed some memories. It's like having an extremely realistic dream. In the dream, I learned a set of cultivation methods and various secret techniques. But I followed teacher's words and held firm to my Tao heart. I'm still me.
Lin Moyu nodded.
Then do you know your identity from your previous life?
Little May drank another cup of tea before slowly saying,
I know. In my previous life I was called Gu Hanmei, from the Gu family of the cold water sacred ground.
Now it was Lin Moyu's turn to be surprised. To actually be from the Gu family of the cold water sacred ground. No wonder her great Tao had looked somewhat familiar earlier. Lin Moyu had a feeling the world was truly small.
Do you know Gu Hanya?
Little May thought for a moment, then shook her head.
I don't know her.
Lin Moyu asked curiously.
She's the current sacred master of the cold water sacred ground.
Little May pondered, then still shook her head.
I really don't know her. I dissolved my body and reincarnated 200,000 years ago. I don't know the younger generation now.
Lin Moyu revealed a hint of surprise.
200,000 years ago?
Little May said.
To be precise, 213,672 years ago.
Lin Moyu asked.
Why was it so long?
Dissolving one's body and reincarnating over 200,000 years ago. Why did she only enter reincarnation 10 years ago? This time interval was too long. Little May said.
It seems there were some problems with the Great Tao. Time became disordered. Originally it shouldn't have taken so long. But it wouldn't have been too short either. After dissolving one's body and reincarnating, the true spirit enters the river of time and a lot of time passes.
Lin Moyu said softly.
I see.
Chapter 3281. Each to their own, don't worry about it too much. Lin Moyu didn't understand body dissolution and reincarnation. He hadn't expected the true spirit would enter the river of time. Once entering the river of time, it was hard to say how much time would pass. As the true spirit flowed along the river of time, countless years may have passed on the origin continent in the blink of an eye. In that sense, 210,000 years wasn't considered very long. Little May pondered.
In my memories, there are some fragments about the river of time. It seems there was some problem with the river of time, but I'm not clear on the specifics.
Little May tilted her head, furrowing her brows tightly as she searched her memories, but couldn't find anything. Lin Moyu poured her a cup of tea.
Don't think about it anymore. Some things aren't important. The previous life has passed. The most important thing is this life.
Little May drank the tea, trying hard not to think about it. The vast memories brought by body dissolution and reincarnation weren't so easy to fully absorb. It needed time. Lin Moyu chatted with Little May, talking about everything under the sun. At this moment, Little May had become a knowledgeable and erudite cultivator. Gradually, Little May's manner of speaking changed. When she first awoke, Little May's speech was mature. But after chatting for a while, Little May gradually returned to her previous state, becoming innocent again, her eyes clear. Little May held firm to her Tao heart, treating all the memories as a dream, not letting the memories of her previous life dominate. In this life, Little May was still Little May, just with much more knowledge and rich cultivation experience. Regardless, Little May still maintained her independent personality. She was no longer that Gu Han Mei from her previous life. As they talked, the 75th Tao pattern condensed and formed. The 76th Tao pattern began condensing. The speed slowed slightly but was still very fast. It wouldn't take long to condense. Lin Moyu estimated that with this boost in destiny, he could condense at least 5 to 6 Tao patterns in a short time, and the speed of condensing Tao patterns would become faster in the future. After Little May recovered, Lin Moyu also relaxed a bit. After these days together, Lin Moyu and Little May had already developed a strong master-disciple bond. Though Lin Moyu had selfish motives, he was sincere in taking her as a disciple and sincere towards Little May. In fact, regardless of destiny, Lin Moyu also hoped Little May would still be her previous self. Now that Little May was fine, he was relieved. However, at the same time, he also had a bit of a headache. Little May's name in her previous life was Gu Han Mei. Just from the name, it was clear she wasn't just from the Gu family, but very likely from the same branch as Gu Hanyu. In terms of generations, Gu Han Mei should be of the same generation as Gu Hanyu's ancestors. An ancestor of the Gu family had become his disciple, while he had a husband-wife relationship with Gu Hanyu. This relationship seemed a bit messy, but for cultivators there was no need to worry about these things. Each to their own. Little May would no longer become Gu Han Mei. Understanding this point, it didn't matter anymore. After resting for a day, Lin Moyu set out again with Little May. Little May still sat on the cloud-piercing sword cultivating. Little May now had a set of techniques more suitable for herself, the Tao Cold method, secretly passed down in the cold water sacred ground. The Tao Cold method was an extremely powerful technique. Cultivating the Tao Cold method allowed one to contact the power of the great Tao starting from the transcendent realm. From the beginning of cultivation, one's combat power was extremely strong. Moreover, the Tao Cold method would continuously suppress one's realm, called
3 suppressions, 1 rise.
Cultivating the Tao Cold method, from transcendent realm to true God realm, required at least 3 complete cycles of cultivation. Each time one would cultivate to the peak of transcendent realm, then suppress back to early transcendent realm, then to the peak again and suppress back, repeating this 3 times. Only on the 4th time cultivating to the peak of transcendent realm could one truly break through and enter the true God realm. After reaching the true God realm, one would again go through 3 suppressions and 1 rise. So the Tao Cold method was extremely slow to cultivate. Perhaps peers had already cultivated to the Tao Venerable realm while you were still lingering in the Venerable Lord realm, not even reaching Venerable yet. However, once the Tao Cold method was cultivated to the Tao Venerable realm, it was completely different. The previous accumulation would all erupt in the Tao Venerable realm. The cultivation speed in the Tao Venerable realm would be over 10 times faster than others. Moreover, the previous accumulation would all transform into combat power. Being unmatched in the same realm wasn't a dream, and one could even fight across realms. The Tao Cold method was a very powerful technique, but it had extremely high requirements for aptitude. Not just anyone could cultivate it. Gu Hanmei had cultivated the Tao Cold method in her previous life. With her astonishing aptitude and the Gu family's vast resources, she reached the 9th level Tao Venerable Realm in just 30,000 years. Originally, she was the person in the Gu family with the best chance of breaking through to the Great Tao Realm. However, Gu Hanmei accidentally obtained a magical treasure related to the destiny Great Tao. Through that treasure, Gu Hanmei saw her own destiny. She could break through to the Great Tao Realm but wouldn't succeed or fail. In the end, she would only become a pseudo-Great Tao Realm powerhouse, with no hope of reaching the Great Tao Realm in her lifetime. This result wasn't necessarily correct, but had a very high probability. At that time, young and proud, she naturally wouldn't accept this result. So Gu Hanmei resolutely chose to dissolve her body and reincarnate. Actually, humans had very limited information about the Great Tao Realm. Gu Hanmei only knew that successfully dissolving one's body and reincarnating could advance to the Great Tao Realm. She didn't know why it could reach the Great Tao Realm at all. After Lin Moyu explained to her, she finally understood what an innate soul meant. She now had the best foundation for advancing to the Great Tao Realm. As long as she cultivated well, the Great Tao Realm was within reach. A month later, Lin Moyu left Dragon Race territory. A large expanse of darkness appeared in view. The darkness was separated from Dragon territory by only a thin line. On one side, the Yang origin illuminated the earth, while on the other side it was dark and gloomy. Endless black chi rose from the earth, completely blocking the light of the Yang origin. This was the territory of the Netherworld race. The Netherworld race's territory was far smaller than the Dragon race's. Not even 1% of the Dragon race's size. They didn't look very powerful, but to exist for so many years in the gap between the Dragon race and the 100 Herbs Alliance, there must be a reason. Lin Moyu naturally wouldn't underestimate the Netherworld race, but he had to go to the Netherworld race. He quickly crossed the boundary and entered Netherworld race territory. This land that had been sealed off for who knows how many years welcomed 2 new visitors today. As soon as he stepped into Netherworld race territory, streams of black chi coiled around him. This black chi was very familiar to him, identical to the black chi from the Netherworld black pool in his skeleton hell. Lin Moyu's heart stirred. The skeleton hell automatically appeared, enveloping himself and Little Mei. Little Mei was still cultivating at this time and couldn't be disturbed. The black chi dissipated when it touched the skeleton hell. Lin Moyu felt the skeleton hell was incredibly compatible with this place. The composition of power here seemed 70 to 80% similar to the skeleton hell. Lin Moyu advanced through the black earth, simultaneously releasing many skeleton generals to go in all directions, mapping the area and transmitting information for him. In his soul world, his soul was condensing the 81st Tao pattern. Previously affected by Little Mei's destiny, he had condensed 5 Tao patterns in an extremely short time, which satisfied Lin Moyu greatly. However, with each additional Tao pattern condensed, the speed slowed considerably. Then the speed of the 80th Tao pattern slowed dramatically, taking a full 20+ days to condense successfully. As for the 81st Tao pattern, the speed was even slower, needing about 3 months. The benefits brought by destiny had receded, beginning to trend towards stability. The skeleton generals explored in all directions, quickly forming a map in Lin Moyu's mind. Soon, an ear-shaped village was discovered.
Found one!
Lin Moyu revealed a slight smile, quickly walking towards the village. Chapter 3282. As long as they did it, they deserved to die. The Netherworld race had no cities, only villages and tribes. Each village was a tribe. Lin Moyu was looking for these individual tribes. Little Mei woke up from cultivation, her small brows furrowed.
Teacher, have we reached Netherworld race territory?
Lin Moyu smiled and said,
Little Mei, have you been here before?
Little Mei shook her head.
I've only heard of it, never been here.
Most humans didn't know much about the Netherworld race. They were too far apart and had little interaction. Only the three ancestors had some information about the Netherworld race. But normally, this information wouldn't be sold. Lin Moyu obtained partial information from the three ancestors due to special circumstances. Combined with information from the Beast Emperor and several Beast race royal families, Lin Moyu had a relatively deep understanding of the Netherworld race. Little May asked,
Teacher, did you come to the Netherworld race to retrieve that hell fragment?
Lin Moyu said,
The Netherworld race itself should have a hell fragment. The 3 lives Buddha Patriarch gave them another one, so they should have 2 now. But the hell fragments are just part of it. There's something else I need to find.
Lin Moyu's heart stirred. The skeleton hell enveloping them suddenly became clearer. Little May's eyes lit up slightly. She instinctively exclaimed,
Hell!
Lin Moyu shook his head.
Not yet. It's just one of my techniques.
At this time, the Netherworld black pool enlarged before Little May.
Are you talking about this?
Little May said instinctively,
It said there's a bottomless black pool in hell where a black dragon lives. The black dragon is incredibly terrifying, comparable to the dragon race ancestor. Legend has it that when hell shattered, the Netherworld black pool separated from hell and fell onto the origin continent, evolving into the Netherworld race. But this is just a legend. It's hard to say if hell really exists.
There were many versions of legends about hell circulating on the origin continent, including descriptions of the Netherworld black pool. Lin Moyu said,
The legend isn't wrong. The Netherworld race did indeed evolve from the Netherworld black pool, and the Netherworld black pool was indeed once part of hell. The Netherworld black pool should have also shattered into many pieces, scattering across the land to form many smaller, independent black pools. The Netherworld race arose around these black pools. Every tribe has a Netherworld black pool. I'm going to take all these Netherworld black pools.
Little May was startled.
Teacher, do you plan to reforge hell?
Lin Moyu nodded.
Yes, I want to make hell reappear in the world.
Little May's eyes now sparkled with little stars. Ordinary people wouldn't dare to even think about Lin Moyu's grand ambition. Not just ordinary people, even she had never had such an idea. She hadn't expected Lin Moyu to have such thoughts. His vision and scope far surpassed ordinary people. Little May murmured softly,
Legend says hell had an owner. That former owner must have been incredibly powerful.
Lin Moyu chuckled lightly.
No matter how powerful, didn't they still die?
With hell shattered, that owner naturally died too. Otherwise, how could hell have shattered? Little May sighed helplessly.
Indeed, no matter how powerful, one still dies.
Lin Moyu said,
Just like great Tao realm beings. They're said to be immortal, but that's only if nothing unexpected happens. Once an accident occurs, those who should die will die. To truly be immortal, one must stand at the highest peak and have the entire world under one's feet.
Little May knew the world Lin Moyu spoke of wasn't the origin continent. Lin Moyu's vision was incredibly lofty. He didn't place the mere origin continent in his eyes. Little May said softly,
But this world may not have boundaries.
Lin Moyu shook his head.
The world definitely has boundaries. We just don't know where they are. Find the boundaries, find the world's highest peak, and stand on it.
Stand on it. Lin Moyu's words were like a thunderclap, startling and enlightening. Little May seemed to see Lin Moyu truly standing on that unimaginable high peak, with countless great Taos and countless living beings under his feet.
Teacher, you can definitely do it.
For some reason, Little May was full of confidence in Lin Moyu, feeling he could definitely achieve it. Even though she had once been at the 9th level Tao Venerable Realm and was now aiming for the Great Tao Realm, Little May still felt very small before Lin Moyu. Looking at Lin Moyu's back, Little May felt like she was gazing up at a tall mountain, unable to see the top at a glance. What she saw was Lin Moyu's heart, a heart without limits. Lin Moyu didn't know Little May's thoughts. He stepped onto the black chi-emitting earth and walked into a Netherworld race village. This village wasn't large. Looking through the undead eye, he saw over 100 soul flames, meaning there were over 100 people inside. Then Lin Moyu's expression suddenly changed, his gaze revealing terrifying killing intent. Little May was startled.
Teacher, what's wrong?
Lin Moyu said.
I'll explain later.
With a thought, skeleton generals poured out like a flood, instantly surrounding the entire tribe. The Netherworld race people in the tribe rushed out. They didn't know what was happening, why so many skeletons suddenly appeared. Without any words, the skeleton generals raised their swords and killed. This was just a small tribe. The Netherworld race people inside weren't very strong, the strongest only at the 6th level Dao Venerable realm. Even a 6th level Dao Venerable found it difficult to break out when surrounded by vast numbers of skeleton generals. Lin Moyu didn't give him a chance. With a point of his finger, the skeleton hell instantly devoured him. The entire battle lasted less than half a minute before ending. Dozens of Netherworld race people were all killed, none spared. Watching this, even little May was somewhat moved. Lin Moyu's killing speed was too fast. He didn't even say half a word of nonsense from start to finish. Lin Moyu walked into the tribe, heading straight in one direction. There were still living beings there. The soul flames gave Lin Moyu the best guidance. Coming to the back of the tribe, before some buildings like pigsties, Lin Moyu and Little May together saw those living beings. 45 people, crowded into buildings like pigsties. Not like pigsties, they were pigsties. These people huddled together, their eyes vacant, clearly having lost their minds. Killing intent filled Lin Moyu's eyes. He recognized 2 people among them who had left the Great World back then. When he first entered the origin continent, some people wanted to leave. Lin Moyu had let a few people go. But people from the Great World had a slightly different aura from others. Lin Moyu recognized them at a glance. So many years had passed. He hadn't expected to encounter these people here again. Little May also saw these people.
What did the Netherworld race capture them for?
Lin Moyu shook his head.
I don't know.
Little May said.
Teacher could have captured one to ask just now.
Lin Moyu said.
They wouldn't say anything. Actually, there's no need to ask. Whatever the reason, as long as they did it, they deserve to die.
Little May could see that Lin Moyu must have dealt with the Netherworld race before and knew some things about them. Indeed, he had dealt with them before. The Netherworld race couldn't resurrect the dead. Even if kept alive, they wouldn't say anything. They would just shout.
Netherworld Divine Lord, protect our race.
Then die cleanly, not even ashes remaining. Since that was the case, it was better to just kill them. Little May asked.
What about these people?
Lin Moyu said.
Their true spirits have scattered and their physical bodies have been polluted. They're useless now.
With a wave of his hand, flames rose up. These people instantly turned to ash. Little May's eyes still held curiosity.
What was the Netherworld race's purpose in capturing them?
Lin Moyu said.
Let's take a look and find out.
Chapter 3283. The Origin of the Netherworld Race. Lin Moyu waved his hand, and a beam of light fell from the sky, enveloping the small village. A great Tao appeared in the air, hazy and half-real. Little May recognized it at a glance.
The Time Great Tao. So teacher has comprehended the Time Great Tao.
Having dissolved her body and reincarnated, Little May's true spirit had once entered the river of time, so she could naturally recognize the Time Great Tao at a glance. Seeing Lin Moyu use the Time Great Tao now, Little May's eyes showed surprise. There weren't many people who could comprehend the Time Great Tao. Each one was a genius. But on second thought, she didn't seem very surprised that Lin Moyu could comprehend the Time Great Tao. Her teacher in this life was unfathomable. Whatever he did seemed normal. Lin Moyu smiled slightly without speaking. He pointed his finger lightly.
Time reversal.
The Time Great Tao cast down a large screen of light. Events that had happened in the small village began to rapidly reverse. These people hadn't been captured for too long. With Lin Moyu's current ability, he could fully reverse to that time. Time rapidly rewound. Batches of people appeared in the projection, basically all those who had been captured. Each batch of captured people would be taken to a well in front of them, then thrown in. They would be fished out after a while. When fished out, some people had already lost their minds, becoming like walking corpses. Some people never appeared again. Those who had lost their minds would all become food for the Netherworld race. They were all cultivators, with considerable power contained in their bodies. The Netherworld race directly treated them as heavenly treasures, refining and eating them in a special way. This scene was somewhat cruel, enough to frighten many timid people. Lin Moyu watched with an icy gaze, feeling nothing. Little May had experiences from her previous life. Having seen life and death, she didn't feel any discomfort. However, when she saw the Netherworld race refining and eating people, anger flashed in Little May's eyes. Little May gritted her teeth, her crisp voice turning cold.
Why are they doing this?
Lin Moyu said,
To evolve Netherworld race people.
In the time reversal, a black shadow suddenly crawled out of the ancient well that had swallowed who knows how many people. The black shadow was a Netherworld race person. The Netherworld race evolved from the ancient well. As soon as they emerged, they possessed intelligence and a certain cultivation realm. The other Netherworld race people held a celebration ceremony for the addition of a new race member. At the ceremony, their food was those refined people. Lin Moyu asked softly,
Most of those they captured are humans, and not of high cultivation. Does Little May know why?
Little May said,
Because among all races, the beast race and human race are the most numerous. The beast race has the beast emperor, so they don't dare go there. The human race has no ruling king, so even if they capture some, no one would care.
Lin Moyu said.
What else?
As before, Lin Moyu still had Little May seek the root of the problem. Clearly, the previous answer wasn't enough. Little May thought for a moment.
Besides that, I can't think of any other reason.
Lin Moyu said.
There's one more reason. Because the beast race isn't smart enough. Humans, regardless of realm, are smarter than the beast race. This is also one of the reasons they choose humans. Otherwise, they could completely choose spirit beasts or other animals.
Little May nodded. Lin Moyu was right. She also knew the Netherworld race wasn't stupid, and this intelligence naturally didn't come from nowhere. The soul intelligence absorbed from humans by the Netherworld Black Pool was the foundation of the Netherworld race's intelligence. Little May said,
Thank you for your guidance, teacher.
Little May realized her way of looking at problems was indeed still a bit inferior to Lin Moyu's. Lin Moyu smiled and said,
You're very smart. Actually, if you just think a bit more, you'll naturally understand.
Now that they had figured out why the Netherworld race captured people, the next steps were simple. Over so many years, who knows how many people they had captured and eaten. Such a Netherworld race had no reason to exist anymore. Killing them not only didn't incur karma, but might even bring rewards, strengthening one's own destiny. Lin Moyu removed the time reversal and came to the ancient well at the center of the village. Waves of black chi emanated from the ancient well, more concentrated than the black chi on the ground. Little May looked into the ancient well and immediately felt uncomfortable. Lin Moyu said,
When hell shattered back then, the Netherworld Black Pool also shattered, falling onto this land. Large pieces of the Netherworld Black Pool evolved into these ancient wells before us. More fragments turned this land into its current state. Each ancient well can be seen as a weakened version of the Netherworld Black Pool. Though not strong, it has most of the functions of the Netherworld Black Pool. This is what created the Netherworld race.
Lin Moyu had sorted out the origin of the Netherworld race. Little May said,
So the Netherworld race shouldn't exist in this world.
Lin Moyu nodded slightly.
That's right. They aren't normal living beings. They belong to hell, not here. If they have any meaning for existence, it's to become food for the Netherworld Black Dragon, nothing more.
Little May nodded. In her view, such a disgusting Netherworld race indeed had no reason to exist. Lin Moyu pointed at the ancient well. The skeleton hell appeared along with spatial distortions, enveloping it. According to Lin Moyu's analysis, the ancient well evolved from fragments of the Netherworld Black Pool in the once real hell. so he should be able to absorb it using the Netherworld Black Pool in his skeleton hell. And what was most important in the Netherworld Black Pool? Naturally, the Netherworld Black Dragon. In legend, the Netherworld Black Dragon could rival the dragon race ancestor, incredibly powerful. As soon as the skeleton hell appeared, a resounding dragon roar sounded. From the Netherworld Black Pool in the skeleton hell, a pitch-black dragon head emerged. Its eyes full of excitement looked at the ancient well, then rushed over, opening its huge mouth to bite down. The Netherworld Black Dragon bit the mouth of the ancient well, then pulled hard. Boom! The earth rumbled, cracking open like a volcanic eruption. The Netherworld Black Dragon forcibly pulled out the ancient well. At the very bottom of the ancient well, Lin Moyu and Little May saw a fragment about the size of a head. Little May said,
Is this the fragment of the Netherworld Black Pool?
Lin Moyu made a sound of agreement.
It should be.
The Netherworld Black Dragon bit the ancient well, eating it mouthful by mouthful. Its sharp teeth grinding against the ancient well produced a teeth-clenching scraping sound. The Netherworld Black Dragon ate with relish, biting down hard, accompanied by excitement. Before long, it had eaten the ancient well clean, swallowing the Netherworld Black Pool fragment as well. After eating the Netherworld Black Pool fragment, the Netherworld Black Pool in the skeleton hell immediately rumbled, emitting more black chi. The Netherworld Black Dragon continuously let out dragon roars, each louder than the last. Lin Moyu found the Netherworld Black Dragon had become stronger, more powerful than ever before. He felt the current Netherworld Black Dragon was enough to rival a 7th level Dao Venerable. Most importantly, the Netherworld Black Pool in the skeleton hell seemed to be becoming increasingly real. This was after eating just one ancient well. There were over 100 such ancient wells in Netherworld race territory. If it could eat them all, perhaps the Netherworld Black Pool in the skeleton hell would become as powerful as in that prehistoric era. Having eaten everything clean, Lin Moyu said softly,
Let's go. On to the next one.
Chapter 3284. We've been discovered, so let's crush them head-on. The skeleton generals continued their task of exploring and mapping out the area, finding village after village. On this land filled with Netherworld Black Chi, there were no living beings besides the Netherworld race. Not even the smallest insect could be found. Moreover, the Netherworld race rarely left their villages, which made it convenient for the skeleton general's activities. Lin Moyu followed the map in his mind, going from village to village, killing as he went. He first moved along the outskirts of Netherworld race territory, wiping out all the outer villages before moving inward. As he went, Lin Moyu continuously released vast numbers of skeleton generals and legion commanders. Led by the commanders, they surrounded this land, preventing any Netherworld race members from escaping. Ancient well after ancient well was eaten by the Netherworld Black Dragon. The Netherworld Black Pool fragments that had evolved into the wells became food for the Netherworld Black Dragon. The Netherworld Black Dragon grew stronger and stronger. The Netherworld Black Pool in the skeleton hell also became increasingly real. The Netherworld Black Pool was unfathomably deep, emitting an aura that inspired fear. The lava ground of the skeleton hell could at most make people feel shocked and awed, unlike the Netherworld Black Pool, which could make one's heart tremble with fear. Looking at the increasingly real Netherworld Black Pool, Lin Moyu felt somewhat pleased. He knew he hadn't made a mistake. Lin Moyu moved quickly and quietly. When dozens of villages on the outskirts were cleared, the other villages and tribes hadn't discovered any problems. This was also related to how the Netherworld race rarely went out. In just half a month, there were no more traces of the Netherworld race on the outskirts of their territory.
Teacher, the color of the ground has changed.
Little May looked at the ground. The land that had been constantly emitting black chi was rapidly fading in color. Black chi no longer rose up. Though the ground hadn't returned to its original state, it was much better than before. Lin Moyu also noticed this. After carefully sensing, he couldn't help but smile.
We've been discovered.
Little May made a sound of surprise.
How did they discover us?
Lin Moyu said.
Little May, take a guess.
Little May made a sound of acknowledgement and thought about it, drawing on her past life's experience. After a moment, she had some answers.
It should be through the Netherworld Black Pool. The Netherworld Black Pool is one entity. Even though it's shattered, the pieces are still connected. Teacher took away fragments of the Netherworld Black Pool. Once the number was high enough, the Netherworld Black Pool naturally sensed it.
Saying this, Little May looked at Lin Moyu, as if seeking confirmation. Lin Moyu smiled.
Anything else?
Anything else? Little May continued thinking. This time she thought for quite a while before coming up with more.
The Netherworld Black Pool shattered, but it certainly wouldn't have broken evenly. The fragments must be of varying sizes. I imagine there's a large fragment at the center of Netherworld race territory. The Netherworld race members that evolved from that fragment should be quite powerful.
Lin Moyu nodded with a smile.
Well said. Can you think of anything else?
Little May thought for another moment, then shook her head.
Little May can't think of anything else.
Lin Moyu prompted.
Don't forget what's in the Netherworld Black Pool.
Little May's eyes lit up.
Teacher means the Netherworld Black Dragon? The Netherworld Black Dragon is still alive?
Lin Moyu said.
Since the Netherworld Black Pool hasn't completely shattered, it's normal for it to still be alive. But it should also be injured, and quite severely, unable to leave the Netherworld Black Pool. Some of the soul intelligence from those captured humans was probably fed to the Netherworld Black Dragon.
Little May's expression became somewhat serious.
Legend says the Netherworld Black Dragon is extremely powerful.
The once real hell was legendary, and the hell of legend was very powerful. The Netherworld Black Dragon was an extremely strong existence within hell. No matter who it was, everyone would feel awe towards legendary things. Lin Moyu smiled and said,
No matter how strong, didn't it still shatter? It's no big deal. Let me ask you, now that they know we're here, what's the best way for us to proceed?
Previously they had entered silently, wiping out village after village. Now that they'd been discovered, they naturally needed to change their method. Little May said,
Since we've been discovered, let's go openly. These guys all deserve to die anyway. Killing them all won't wrong anyone.
Lin Moyu raised his hand and patted Little May's head.
That's right, they all deserve to die. Since that's the case, let's kill our way in openly, crushing them head-on.
As Lin Moyu patted Little May's head, her eyes narrowed into crescents, clearly enjoying it. Though she had memories of her past life, she was still herself. She was still close to Lin Moyu, still Lin Moyu's good disciple. Little May asked,
Teacher, how will you kill them?
Lin Moyu said,
There are many methods. There's one I haven't used in a long time.
As he spoke, Lin Moyu snapped his fingers. In an instant, vast numbers of skeleton generals appeared in the world. Lin Moyu released 10 billion skeleton generals at once. Though it was only 1/30th of the total he could summon, it was already incredibly shocking. Little May knew Lin Moyu could summon skeletons and knew the numbers were astonishing. But hundreds of thousands or millions was already the limit she could imagine. But now, the sky and ground were densely packed with skeleton generals. The numbers were so vast there was no end in sight. Little May covered her mouth.
How can there be so many?
Lin Moyu chuckled and snapped his fingers again. Over 1,000 legion commanders appeared in the sky, instantly followed by waves of dragon roars. Dragon riders appeared, their feet wreathed in flames, bodies clad in armor, wielding swords and shields. 1,000 legion commanders led 1 billion dragon riders. Adding in the skeleton generals, the total reached 20 billion. Dragon roars sounded endlessly, shaking and distorting the entire space. The skeleton generals and dragon riders were all at the 5th level Dao Venerable Realm, with only slight differences in strength. Though the legion commanders were stronger than the other two, they were still at the 5th level Dao Venerable Realm. This was an army of 20 billion 5th level Dao Venerable beings. Though not high in realm, it was enough to terrify people. With this army pressing forward, apart from those at the 7th level Dao Venerable Realm and above, no one else could hope to escape. Then, flames blazed fiercely as the Skeleton King thrones appeared. 3,000 Skeleton Kings appeared in the sky. The moment the Skeleton Kings appeared, the entire undead army's strength suddenly increased. This was the ability of the Skeleton King technique. Skeleton Kings could enhance the combat power of other skeletons. The more Skeleton Kings, the greater the boost. An individual Skeleton King's combat power was at early 6th level Dao Venerable Realm. When 3,000 Skeleton Kings acted together, their combat power soared to mid-6th level Dao Venerable Realm. The Skeleton Generals and Dragon Rider Legions were the same, all rising a level in combat power within their own range. 1 or 2 rising didn't make much difference, but 20 billion undead all rising at once was truly terrifying. The undead army had formed, but this still wasn't the end. Amid Buddhist chants, the Buddhist realm lich appeared beside him. Then, as the power of the 5 elements surged, the 5 elements sword lich also appeared. Accompanied by lightning and thunder, the lightning lich appeared. The destiny lich flew out with a clear laugh. Little May's eyes widened. Even with her past life's experience, she couldn't comprehend Lin Moyu's methods. The last to appear was Supu. Only Lin Moyu knew clearly that the undead army's true purpose was to intimidate, surround, and prevent any fish from slipping through the net. The ones who would truly kill were the liches and Supu. With a thought, the vast undead army surged forward with boundless killing intent towards the center of Netherworld race territory. Chapter 3285. Killing him requires a reason. In Little May's eyes, Lin Moyu had always been mysterious and unfathomable. Even after merging with her past life's memories, Little May still couldn't see through Lin Moyu. The more she couldn't see through him, the more Little May felt her choice hadn't been wrong. Following Lin Moyu only had benefits, no drawbacks. At this moment, she finally saw a glimpse of Lin Moyu's true abilities. The tip of the iceberg had finally surfaced. But as soon as it surfaced, it brought her unimaginable shock. Even if a 9th level Dao Venerable wasn't afraid of them, it would be extremely difficult to kill them all. By the time a 9th level Dao Venerable acted, the army would likely have already killed everyone else. The 20 billion undead army, under the command of 1,000 legion commanders, quickly formed an enormous encirclement. They didn't charge in directly, but first surrounded the Netherworld race's territory, then gradually tightened the encirclement. The undead legions originally on the outermost perimeter didn't move, to prevent any Netherworld race members from escaping the inner encirclement. Multiple layers of encirclement, coordinated operations. Lin Moyu ensured not a single Netherworld race member could escape. Lin Moyu brought Little May along, following behind the undead army as they advanced. In his mind, the map of the entire Netherworld race territory was already very complete, except for the innermost core area. There were still 42 village tribes left for him to deal with. Little May asked,
"Teacher, why didn't you do this from the beginning?"
Lin Moyu said,
"Use your brain. Think about it carefully."
Little May thought for a moment.
Was teacher worried about the hell fragments?
Lin Moyu nodded slightly, his gaze looking into the distance.
I can't help but worry. The hell fragments are very troublesome things. If not handled properly, they could destroy the entire origin continent. Once they grow, even a great Dao realm being might not be able to suppress them. One reason the 3 Lives Buddha Patriarch was willing to give hell to the Netherworld race was that he couldn't truly suppress the hell fragments. Because of this, it was better to pass on this hot potato.
These were the 3 Lives Buddha Patriarch's exact words. When he discovered the hell fragments, they had already grown somewhat. In his Buddha realm, large areas had been polluted by the hell fragments. Using his full power, he could only shrink and temporarily seal the hell fragments, but couldn't truly suppress them. In fact, Lin Moyu knew that once the hell fragments truly revived and had some time to recover, forget about pseudo-Great Dao Realm beings, even true Great Dao Realm beings wouldn't be able to suppress them. This was why the 3 ancestors were so wary of them. Little May continued Lin Moyu's train of thought.
Perhaps the 3 Lives Buddha Patriarch thought the Netherworld race could deal with the hell fragments. After all, the Netherworld race came from the Netherworld Black Pool, and the netherworld black pool was once part of hell.
Lin Moyu shook his head.
It's not that the netherworld race can deal with the hell fragments, but that they have a way to use them. If I'm not mistaken, it's the black dragon in the netherworld black pool that wants the hell fragments. The hell fragments should be able to help it recover.
Little May made a sound of surprise, seeming somewhat worried. Lin Moyu said,
There's no need to worry too much. It's not so easy for it to recover. Besides, the netherworld race originally had a hell fragment. If it could recover, it would have already.
Hearing Lin Moyu say this, Little May relaxed a bit. Lin Moyu smiled and said,
People are like this. The more you know, the more you worry. Little May, knowledge from your past life is certainly valuable, but sometimes you can't rely on it too much. You must remember, in this life you are an independent, brand new individual. Take the good things from your past life, throw away all the bad things. Understand?
If Little May didn't know about her past life's knowledge, she wouldn't worry at all. Sometimes ignorance is bliss. It's not necessarily a bad thing. Little May understood Lin Moyu's words.
Teacher actually wants to tell Little May that I must learn to control myself.
Lin Moyu chuckled.
That's right. Learn to control your heart, control your impulses, control your emotions. Forge an incredibly strong Dao heart. Only then can you truly master yourself.
Little May nodded.
Little May understands.
The two walked into a village. The village was already empty. There should have been netherworld race members in the village tribe before, but they had all been killed by the undead army. There were originally over 100 cultivators kept like pigs in pens in the village. Their minds had been taken, with only a trace of soul left. They could no longer be called human. So Lin Moyu had ordered the undead army to kill all such penned people they encountered, wishing them an early reincarnation. The netherworld black dragon in the skeleton hell began to feast again, devouring the ancient wells formed from netherworld black pool fragments, including the fragments at the bottom of the wells. The undead army was like a plague of locusts. Wherever they passed, not a single netherworld race member could survive. Moreover, the undead army attacked simultaneously from all directions, giving the netherworld race no chance to react. Over the next few days, Lin Moyu just walked into village after village, releasing the netherworld black dragon to devour the netherworld black pool fragments. The black dragon in the skeleton hell grew stronger and stronger, completely surpassing the hell fiends, almost reaching another level entirely. However, it seemed to be restricted by something, unable to break through no matter what. Lin Moyu knew it was the skeleton hell restricting it. The netherworld black pool was part of the skeleton hell, and it was part of the netherworld black pool. So its realm couldn't possibly exceed the skeleton hells.
Keep devouring for now. Consider it accumulation.
Lin Moyu could sense that although the netherworld black dragon couldn't break through for a long time and its power was no longer increasing, the netherworld black pool was still becoming clearer. So devouring netherworld black pool fragments was still useful. Could continue devouring and accumulating. Now the only thing missing was the hell fragments. With the hell fragments, the skeleton hell could be upgraded, and the netherworld black pool would naturally be elevated. Of the 42 village tribes, when they reached the 39th village, a legion commander suddenly transmitted information. He had found a living person here who claimed to know Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu went over curiously and saw the survivor. Seeing him, Lin Moyu did indeed recognize him. The man was called Mu Chuan, one of those who had left the great world back then. Lin Moyu had thought they would never meet again, but unexpectedly encountered him here.
Thank you for saving me, World Master.
Mu Chuan's eyes still held terror. He almost knelt before Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu said,
From the moment you left, we no longer had any relationship. Your rescue today is just your good luck. As for the future, whether you can survive and how long you can live has nothing to do with me.
Mu Chuan's face stiffened.
World Master, Mu Chuan was wrong back then. Please give Mu Chuan another chance.
Lin Moyu shook his head slightly.
There will be no more chances. This lord never goes back on his word.
After saying this, Lin Moyu turned and left. Mu Chuan knelt on the ground, begging Lin Moyu.
World Master, please give me another chance. Please give me another chance.
Lin Moyu ignored him and walked further and further away. Watching Lin Moyu's receding figure, a hint of hatred actually appeared in Mu Chuan's eyes. This hatred couldn't escape Lin Moyu at all, but Lin Moyu didn't care at all. Little Mei said softly,
Teacher, he hates you.
Lin Moyu didn't care.
There are many people in the world who hate me. One more doesn't make a difference.
Little Mei said,
But Little Mei feels he shouldn't be like this. Teacher clearly saved him, yet he hates Teacher. It's not right.
Lin Moyu chuckled.
Then what does Little Mei think should be done?
Little Mei said,
Someone who can't tell good from bad shouldn't live in this world.
Lin Moyu smiled and said,
We were acquainted after all. Killing him requires a reason.
Little Mei said,
Then let's give him a reason. Please use time reversal, Teacher.